Sunday Night Football, gentlemen. Chiefs, Ravens. KC is favored by only 3.5 here after a close win. Is this spread too low after what we saw from both teams last week, Kenny?
I think it's a little bit too low. And I just look, here's the scary part about backing the Chiefs against the spread, right? They were not a good team against the spread last year, and they didn't cover in week 1 because they don't really seem to put the foot to the pedal here when it comes to putting their opponents to rest. I mean, I think that they kind of let opponents hang. That's why they had some shocking losses last year, like to the Raiders. And I think that when you look at this team, it's just a much better team than the Ravens. And the Ravens defense really disappointed me in week 1. I think that Lamar Jackson should have a good game here, but I think any time that you can get the Chiefs under 4 points, I think that that's probably a safe play. But I think anything over 4 points is generally a stay away from me, just because they do seem to play a lot of these close games. They're against the spread records pretty bad. And when you look at Andy Reid's game planning, at the end of these games, they're not looking to get an extra score, get an insurance score. They want to run as much clock as possible with CEH. So that's normally not a formula for a cover. But I think when you look at last year, what happened with these two teams, the Chiefs just absolutely blew the Ravens out of the water. I think that happens again here. They're going to be out for vengeance here after last year getting disappointed in the Super Bowl. I think that they come out hot.
All right, Pearce, the Chiefs punked the Ravens in Baltimore last season.
I would imagine that the Chiefs will do the same thing. This number is too low. You look at last week, the Browns have a decent secondary, and they couldn't contain Tyreek Hill or the Chiefs. The Ravens, not necessarily a weakness, but they had an average secondary last season, and now you've got Marcus Peters is out. Jimmy Smith was questionable last week. He didn't play, may not play this week. Marlon Humphreys is questionable. Chris Westry is questionable. They have a starting defensive end that's probably not going to play. The linebacker might be out. There's a lot of problems on this Ravens defense, and we got a glimpse of that the other night when the Raiders had no problem scoring points. The Chiefs shouldn't have any problem scoring points. I'm out of puns, sorry.
Yeah, it's all good, man. That was the last question for you in this segment anyway. But Reid, bring us home here. Too high or too low, the spread?
I think this is too low. Look, I get what Kansas City, like their ATS numbers last year, and that kind of scares you a little bit. But they've had the Ravens number for quite some time. And if you take a look at what the Ravens did with the Raiders, they blitzed a ton. And Patrick Mahomes has a 93.3 PFF grade against the blitz since he's been in the NFL. That's the highest grade of any quarterback. And when you have Tyreek Hill, who had a good game last year against the Ravens, and you have Travis Kelce, who could get the Darren Waller type production, which I don't think so. I don't think you need to. I think this is a little too low. I think with the Baltimore Ravens, they this is sort of a critical moment for them, and going down 0-2 to begin the season is going to be pretty tough. But I think this is too low.